Highway Point, friends. This week we are in the book of Proverbs, and the book of Proverbs was written to help those who read it to know wisdom, to receive instruction, to teach discretion to those who are young and maybe inexperienced in life. And today we're looking in Proverbs chapter 11. And Proverbs 11, throughout the whole chapter, presents a contrast between those who are referred to as being righteous and those who are usually referred to as the wicked. The terms righteous basically is describing someone who is in a right relationship with God, and out of that right relationship with God, then becomes right in relationships with themselves and with other people. So we're going to look particularly at verses 24 and 25 of Proverbs chapter 11, and I'm reading from the New International Version. One person gives freely, yet gains even more. Another withholds unduly, but comes to poverty. A generous person will prosper. Whoever refreshes others will be refreshed. There are basically two ways of looking at the world, especially when it has to do with our stuff. There's a scarcity mindset that says there's only so much stuff, and I've got some stuff. I need to hang on to my stuff and protect it and use it. The other mindset says everything belongs to God, and everything that I have belongs to God. God has given some of that to me to manage for Him according to His purposes. And that idea of managing God's stuff for His purposes is often what the Bible refers to as stewardship. A steward is a manager, somebody who is managing someone else's property for them. And the Bible has a lot to say about this idea of stewardship. What I call my stuff really is God's stuff. And so as God provides me with financial resources, material resources, God has given that to me to use for His purposes. And there are people around me who have all kinds of needs. And so the proverb says, one person gives freely, yet gains even more. This is part of God's economy. When we put God's stuff to use to bless other people and provide for their needs, God always is faithful to provide us with whatever we need, and even more so that we can be more generous, as opposed to the scarcity mindset, which is described as the wicked person who withholds unduly and comes to poverty. Trying to hang on to their stuff brings them to poverty. It says a generous person will prosper, and whoever refreshes other people will themselves be refreshed. I'm in my 60s, and I can tell you, because I haven't always been generous, even as a follower of Jesus, but I have learned that as I realize more and more that my stuff, whether that's money, whether that's material possession, whether that's my time and attention, the more generous I am with that, the more that I look for ways to bless other people, God just blesses me in wonderful, surprising, delightful ways. Now, the trick is I have to check my motivations, because there are some people who teach that, you give lots of stuff so that God will bless you even more and you'll get more stuff. So it's kind of like an investment plan, or it's almost a contract. In fact, the Romans had this phrase, do ut dares, I give so that you will give. And it's actually the heart of a pagan mindset that says, I give stuff and I do what God wants me to do in order to leverage God. That's not the attitude here. The attitude says that all that I have and all that I am belongs to God. And out of gratitude and graciousness that God has put into me through His Spirit, I want to bless other people with it. And I can guarantee you that what the writer of Proverbs says is true. A generous person will prosper, and whoever refreshes others will be themselves refreshed. May God provide you with all that you need, and even more so that you can be generous with your money that God has given you, with your material possessions, which God has given you, and with your time, which God has given you. Have a terrific week.